Welcome back to our channel. Today, in quiet reverence, we remember the talented artists who left us too soon, some only just days ago. From the icons of Hollywood to rising stars, they each brought light to the world of entertainment, until they passed away suddenly. If you feel moved by their stories, we invite you to leave a like as a silent tribute in their memory. Thank you. Now let us begin.
1.
Bobby Whitlock, the soulful co-founder of Derek and the Dominos and a vital presence behind rock's most iconic recordings, has tragically passed away at 77. His passing was confirmed by longtime manager Carol Kay. He died peacefully early Sunday morning after a brief battle with cancer. Whitlock rose from a turbulent childhood in Memphis to become a defining force of 70s rock and soul. He co-founded Derek and the Dominos with Eric Clapton, co-writing 7 songs on the legendary Layla and other assorted love songs. He was also a key session player on George Harrison's All Things Must Pass, contributing to My Sweet Lord. In 2024, he was inducted into Memphis's Beale Street Walk of Fame. Bobby may be gone, but his music stays with us, quiet, honest, and full of feeling. He gave so much of himself in every note. If his songs ever meant something to you, please share a memory below.
Two.
Terry Reid, the legendary British vocalist known for his soulful power and for turning down a place in Led Zeppelin, has sadly passed away at 75. His UK publicist confirmed his passing to The Guardian on August 5th. Reid had been undergoing treatment for cancer in recent months. Reid showed rare promise from a young age. As a teenager, he toured with the Rolling Stones and shared stages with Jimi Hendrix. Despite offers to front Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple, he chose the road less traveled, devoting himself to his solo craft. His 1968 debut album, Bang Bang, You're Terry Reid, featured Without Expression, a song he wrote at just 14, which was later covered by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. He became a trusted collaborator to artists like Bonnie Raitt, Don Henley, and Jackson Browne. Across decades, he remained a musician's musician, respected quietly but deeply. To those who heard him, Terry Reid wasn't just a singer, he was a feeling. If his music ever stayed with you, we welcome your memories below. Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary frontman of Black Sabbath and a pioneer of heavy metal, has tragically passed away at 76. His family confirmed that he died on July 22nd, surrounded by loved ones, following a long battle with Parkinson's disease and other health issues. Ozzy's music shook generations, first as the voice of Black Sabbath, then through a bold solo career with unforgettable anthems like Crazy Train and Mama, I'm Coming Home. Beyond the stage, he brought raw honesty and chaos to the screen in the Osbournes, forever changing how the world saw rock icons. A private funeral was held at his Buckinghamshire home, where he was laid to rest beside a quiet lake. Friends, family, and fellow legends gathered in music and memory, turning grief into the celebration Ozzy always hoped for. To fans, Ozzy wasn't just a voice on stage, he was family. His music, his chaos, his heart became part of their growing up, a constant through the years. If he ever felt like home to you, we welcome your memories below.
4.
Lemmy Kilmister, the indestructible frontman of Motörhead and a defining force in heavy metal, has sadly passed away at 70. His death in December 2015 came just 2 days after being diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. He also suffered from congestive heart failure after years of declining health. Lemmy lived and breathed rock and roll. As the voice and soul of Motörhead, he gave the world Ace of Spades, Overkill, and the electrifying live album No Sleep Till Hammersmith. With over 25 million albums sold, he didn't just perform music. He built a legacy of raw power and truth that shook generations. To his fans, Lemmy was more than a rock legend. He was a way of life. Loud, honest, and unapologetically himself, he inspired millions to live boldly. If his music ever gave you courage or belonging, we invite you to share your memories below. Randy Rhoads, the brilliant young guitarist who redefined heavy metal with elegance and fire, tragically died at just 25. He was killed on March 19, 1982, in a reckless plane crash in Florida. A joyride gone wrong that took the lives of 3 and left the music world in mourning. Rhoads rose to fame as Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist on Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, fusing classical precision with explosive rock flair. His playing was so unique that Guitar Player named him Best New Talent in 1981, and legends stood in awe. Ozzy called him a little brother. Their bond, on stage and off, lit up arenas, and Randy's loss left a wound Ozzy never healed from. To fans, Randy Rhoads was more than a rising star. He was a promise of what music could become. If his sound ever moved you, we invite you to share your memory below. Sherilyn Sarkeesian, not merely a singer, actress, or producer, but the goddess of pop, a global cultural icon whose name has been etched into the history of music and film for more than half a century. Yet behind the dazzling lights and endless applause lies a childhood marked by loss, instability, and wounds that would shape the woman she would become. What kind of strength could transform a little girl, abandoned in her earliest years, burdened with dyslexia, and forced to grow up amid financial hardship, into one of the most celebrated artists of all time? Before we look back together at what Cher endured and how she rose above it all to become a legend, if you are a fan, if you hold a special place for Cher in your heart, please like this video and share your memories of her in the comments below. Cher was born on May 20th, 1946 in El Centro, California, to Georgia Holt, an aspiring actress and singer, and John Sargsyan, a truck driver of Armenian descent. Her parents' whirlwind romance quickly dissolved, and by the time Cher was just 10 months old, they had divorced. Her father's struggles with gambling and substance abuse kept him distant, leaving Cher with only fragments of connection to her Armenian heritage, a culture she would later cherish deeply. Tragically, before she was old enough to understand the warmth of a mother's embrace, Cher was abandoned, left alone within the cold, echoing walls of a Catholic orphanage for weeks. For a child, days can feel like lifetimes, and those weeks were a silent eternity that imprinted a deep sense of separation on her young soul. Life with her mother was far from stable. Georgia married a total of 7 times, including 2 marriages to Cher's father. In those days, societal norms pressured women into marriage, making stability fleeting and financial security elusive. When Cher was only 2, circumstances grew so dire that Georgia, then a single mother, placed her daughter in the care of the orphanage in hopes of finding steadier work. The years that followed were marked by constant moves, modest apartments, and frequent stays with grandparents. Cher often felt the sting of poverty, ashamed of her worn clothes, held together at times by rubber bands to keep her shoes from falling apart. Yet even in those lean years, the girl who would become Cher was quietly building the resilience that would one day define her. By her teenage years, Cher was already restless, sensing that her destiny lay far beyond the walls of any classroom. School had always been a struggle, not because she lacked intelligence, but because words and letters seemed to shift and twist on the page. She would later learn that she had dyslexia, a condition barely understood at the time. Teachers often mistook her difficulties for laziness, and report cards came back marked with D's, F's, and the haunting comment, "not living up to her potential." For Cher, the problem was not ambition, but belonging. She could not fit herself into the narrow spaces of high school life. While others planned for college or steady careers, she daydreamed of fame, of stages bathed in golden light, of gowns that shimmered as the spotlight followed her every move. At 16, determined to chase that vision, she made the bold decision to leave school during her 11th grade year. In 1963, Cher arrived in Los Angeles, a city where dreams either flourished or withered under the relentless sun. Fate intervened when she met Salvatore "Sonny" Bono, a 27-year-old songwriter and record promoter. At first, their relationship was platonic and practical. She worked as his housekeeper in exchange for a place to stay after being evicted by her roommates. Within 2 years, the bond between them evolved into a creative and romantic partnership that would change both their lives. In 1965, the world first fell in love with Sonny and Cher through the tender anthem, "I Got You, Babe." The song became an instant cultural touchstone, its message of young love defying the odds, resonating with a generation in search of hope. More hits followed, including "Baby Don't Go" and "The Beat Goes On," and for a brief, glittering moment, Sonny and Cher seemed unstoppable. Fame, however, can be fickle. Their attempt to cross into film with the 1967 comedy Good Times ended in critical and commercial disappointment. A follow-up project, the drama Chastity, which Sonny wrote and produced for Cher, also failed, leaving the couple in serious financial trouble. As musical tastes shifted toward the psychedelic and harder rock of the late 1960s, the light, folky pop that had made them famous began to lose its appeal. Facing mounting debts, Sonny and Cher reinvented themselves as a Las Vegas nightclub act. What began as a survival strategy became a turning point, as their playful banter between songs, Cher's sharp wit set against Sonny's straight-faced charm, caught the attention of television producers. In 1971, the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour debuted and quickly became a ratings hit, cementing their place in American pop culture. Even as their careers rebounded, cracks began to form in their marriage. The pressures of fame, combined with infidelity on both sides, would soon set the stage for a painful unraveling that would test Cher's resilience in ways she could not yet imagine. The onstage magic between Sonny and Cher captured the hearts of millions, yet behind closed doors, their marriage was far from harmonious. Both had extramarital relationships, but Sonny's constant infidelity weighed heavily on Cher. She later confessed that one woman, or even 5, was never enough for him. For years, they remained married for the sake of their career, maintaining a public image of unity while their private lives grew increasingly strained. By 1974, the facade could no longer hold. Cher filed for divorce, citing involuntary servitude in the legal documents. When the marriage ended in 1975, she discovered that Sonny had handled most of their financial affairs in ways that left her virtually penniless and burdened with debt. The split marked the end of a personal and professional era, forcing Cher to rebuild both her life and career from the ground up. Just days after finalizing her divorce, Cher shocked the public by marrying Gregg Allman, the Southern rock star and vocalist for the Allman Brothers Band. The union began with passion, but quickly fell into turmoil. Allman's struggles with alcoholism and heroin addiction created a volatile environment that Cher, sheltered for years from the darker side of the music business, found overwhelming. 9 days into the marriage, she filed for divorce. Allman vowed to get clean, and the couple reconciled briefly, especially after Cher became pregnant with their son, Elijah Blue. Yet the turbulence continued, and by 1978, their marriage had come to a final end. Her relationships with her children were shaped by the demands of her career. Elijah Blue has spoken openly about feeling abandoned when he was sent to boarding school at the age of 7, describing it as a painful separation from his mother's life. Although their relationship has improved over the years, he admits there are unresolved feelings. Cher's first child, born during her marriage to Sonny, also faced a deeply personal journey. Chaz Bono, originally named Chastity, began a public gender transition in 2008. While Cher initially struggled with the change, fearing she might lose the child she knew, she eventually became one of his strongest advocates, embracing both his identity and her role as a vocal supporter of LGBTQ+ rights. Today, Cher is not married, yet she is not alone. She has been in a relationship with musician and music executive Alexander A.E. Edwards since 2022. The two have weathered public scrutiny and even a brief split in 2023, but they remain together. When asked about their age difference, Cher responded with graceful wit, saying, "Love doesn't know math." It was a simple truth that reflected her belief that connection and happiness cannot be measured in years. As of early 2025, the pair continue to appear side by side, offering a glimpse of warmth and companionship in Cher's present life. After the storms within her family life, Cher would soon face battles that no amount of fame or determination could shield her from. In the late 1980s, at the height of her film career, she confronted an invisible enemy that would halt her momentum. While filming The Witches of Eastwick in 1987, she contracted the Epstein-Barr virus, an illness that can cause severe fatigue and lingering health complications. At first, she tried to push through, unwilling to let illness dictate her life. But as the months wore on, her strength diminished, and the exhaustion became overwhelming. For nearly 2 years, she could not work. Pneumonia followed, and with it came a string of missed opportunities, including major film roles she had to decline. Speaking to the New York Times, Cher admitted how deeply it pained her to watch her career stall, saying she felt she had to climb back from the very beginning when she finally recovered. While she was rebuilding her health, life delivered another devastating blow. On January 5, 1998, Sonny Bono, her former husband, musical partner, and the man with whom she had shared some of her most defining years, died in a skiing accident in Aspen, Colorado. The news reached Cher in London. She immediately flew back to Los Angeles to be with her family and to honor the man who had been both her creative partner and a pivotal figure in her life. At his funeral, Cher delivered a eulogy that stripped away decades of public banter and playful jabs. Her voice trembled as she spoke of Sonny's vision, his intelligence, and his ability to transform an introverted 16-year-old girl into one half of one of the most beloved duos of their generation. She credited him for seeing what others could not, for shaping not only her career, but also the course of her life. The tears in her eyes made clear that despite their differences and the pain of their past, Sonny's death was a loss she would carry forever. Illness and grief had tested her in ways no stage or screen ever could. Yet, as she had done since childhood, Cher found a way to rise again, carrying forward the memories of those she had lost and the resilience she had earned through every trial. Today, Cher stands as one of the few artists whose influence has spanned generations, her career still vibrant, though carefully selective in the projects she chooses. She remains a fearless advocate for the LGBTQ+ community, lending her voice and presence to causes that align with her values. Whether performing on stage, speaking out for equality, or engaging with fans, Cher continues to embody the same mix of strength and charisma that first captivated the world decades ago. In her personal life, she is not married, yet she is far from alone. Since 2022, Cher has been in a relationship with musician and music executive Alexander A.E. Edwards. Their romance quickly drew public attention, not only for its warmth, but also for the age difference between them. When asked about it, Cher answered with effortless grace, saying, "Love doesn't know math." To her, love was never something to be measured in years, but in the depth of connection and happiness it brings. The couple faced a period of uncertainty in the spring of 2023 when reports suggested they had separated. However, they reunited and began appearing together once more, often radiating the same easy affection that had first drawn notice. In February 2025, they attended the SNL 50 event side by side, their closeness and shared laughter silencing any lingering doubts. 2 months later, Cher's representative confirmed to People magazine, "They are together and very happy." At this stage of her life, Cher's legacy is firmly secured. She has known poverty and hardship, the sting of betrayal, the weight of illness, and the ache of loss. Yet she has also known triumph, love, and the rare satisfaction of turning every challenge into a new chapter of reinvention. Cher remains, above all, a symbol of endurance, proof that a life touched by tragedy can still be lived with joy, purpose, and unapologetic passion. For those of us who have followed her journey, Cher is more than a voice or a face on a screen. She is a reminder of what it means to stand tall through every storm, to embrace reinvention without fear, and to love without apology. By keeping her stories alive, we ensure that future generations will know not just the performer, but the remarkable woman behind the name. If Cher has inspired you, touched your life, or given you a song to hold on to in your own difficult times, consider subscribing to this channel and sharing your memories in the comments. Together, we can help preserve the legacy of a woman whose light has never dimmed.